What's up guys, this is Oleg with Joe's Gaming Electronics here with a PS4 Pro video. This one's dedicated to cleaning and replacing the fan on a PS4 Pro. The tools you need for this repair are a T8 screwdriver, a Phillips, some tweezers, thermal paste, and I have a rag ready. All of our tools can be found in the link in the description, as well as this pad, which keeps all your screws in place. Let's get started. First thing you want to do is remove this top plastic cover. You simply lift up the left side, right side, and slide out. From here, you have this metal cover piece right here, and you simply press and lift up to remove the cover that exposes the hard drive. From here, you have 3 T8 screws you need to remove. From here, you lift up one side of it, and then the other side, and then the center, and gently lift and slide. This exposes the bottom piece. From here, you have 3 different contact points. We're going to simply grab them, lift them up, and remove them. Make sure they're not in the way. And now we are going to remove all of these ribbons. This first ribbon is a big flap. You lift up the plastic piece, the clamp, and the ribbon is loose. The rest of these you just simply slide out gently, carefully. This is the fan plug-in right here. We're going to simply carefully, gently wiggle it out, just like that. You have the hard drive right here. We are now going to remove this one screw. Screw aside and remove the hard drive. From here, we're going to remove all of the T8 screws. Just like so. Now we're going to go ahead and remove all the Phillips black little screws. Set your screws aside. From here, we gently lift the bottom metal casing. Now, these are all Phillips screws too. We're going to remove these as well. Set those aside. From here, I get my tweezers. I gently insert them under the slit and remove this metal housing piece. From here, you then have 4 bigger Phillips screws. You just simply remove. We remove the X-shaped piece along with this plastic covering. From here, we flip the PS4 over gently and carefully. And now we need to remove the power supply. There are 5 T8 screws. Simply remove all 5. These 2 screws are the bigger screws, longer. That's what they look like. Move this metal piece. From here, you simply lift the power supply on one end, and then on the other end too. Just like so. And gently lift, because there is a cable that plugs into the motherboard. You simply lift up and remove it. Now the motherboard will be a bit loose, so hold it with the bottom fingers, flip it back over, and we are ready to remove the motherboard. From here you have 2 more screws. Simply remove. This is your heatsink. This can be cleaned. Usually a lot of dust and debris gets stuck here and accumulates over time. If you're in a super humid environment, it gets wet and there's just clumps of dust and dirt. It's a really good idea to clean this out. This is what the heatsink looks like. Now we have access to the fan. The fan is held by 3 different screws. Remove 1 screw. The reason we have tweezers is sometimes it's hard to get the screws out, or you might drop one somewhere inside the unit, so it's really good to have these to be able to pick through. And the fan can be easily removed, properly cleaned. You know it's a good fan when it spins and the bearings aren't rubbing or tugging. It's just freely spinning. That's a good sign. This fan is fairly clean. It doesn't need to be replaced, but if you do need a fan, check out our website. We have fans for every single kind of model of PS4. We will get that to you so you guys can get back to gaming. Once you get the correct fan, we're going to reinstall it. Simply put it back in. Rescrew. On the heatsink, you have thermal paste right here where you're going to remove that gently and carefully. Get our cloth and we just wipe. Get some rubbing alcohol. Clean the surface. And gently put the heatsink back in. Make sure to not get any of the ribbons underneath. It should just sit comfortably, just like so. We then get our 2 screws and screw it back in. We get the motherboard. You still have some of the old thermal paste on there, so we're going to remove that as well. Gently, carefully. I just kind of go around it, try to pick up some of the debris, and use my towel to clean some of this up. From here we get our new thermal paste. Apply just a smidgen. Just like so. Just a little dab on here. And we are ready to put the motherboard back in. Once the motherboard is sitting, we then get the 2 pieces along with the X. That should just slide in there. Put this X, align it, get our 4 screws. Once that's nice and tight, we then put the metal cover back on. From here we flip it back over. We're going to reinstall the power supply. Get your power supply, make sure there's no dust in here. As we can see, there's a cobweb. We're going to go ahead and remove all this. Make sure a spider doesn't jump out at me. We are going to clip this cord in. Once it's clipped in, we simply drop the power supply back on top, apply some pressure, make sure it's sitting snugly. Get our metal piece, reapply it. We then get the 2 large screws elongated. Screw them in. As well as the rest of the 3. And then we just put this screw back in too. Once that's in, we flip it over. We plug all the ribbons in. So we start with this ribbon, the fat one, clip it, clip that in. We plug the fan back in. Now we grab our top piece, middle piece, sit it down just like so. Secure it with a few screws. And then re-screw all of the Phillips screws. Now we're ready for the T8 screws. We're gonna secure all of them in. From here, we're gonna reconnect all the contact points. They simply just clip on from the top. There's 1, 2, and 3. From here, we reinsert. We reinsert the PS4 Pro HD. And then we insert the screw. And then from here, we're going to reattach the bottom piece. We do that by sliding it on. And then right here, just push up, clamp it in. We are then gonna reinstall the 3 screws. Once the 3 screws are reinstalled, we are then gonna reattach the cover. You simply do that by sliding it in and clicking it down. It's firm, it's snug. Flip it back over to the top. We grab our top piece and we just slide it on. Clamp it on. And that is how you clean and replace a PS4 Pro fan. All of our tools are down in the link in the description. They can be found there. Please like and subscribe, comment. We reply to all of our comments. Try to help you guys fix your guys' consoles, get back to gaming, and we'll see you guys in the next one.